previously on the 8-Question Show.
I love Tom Brady. So just throwing that out there.
Me too. I admire greatness.
And I respect what he's been doing. Not just the fact that he's 44 or 45 and still playing
At a high level and
is very dominant.
Yeah. But
the TB12 method, that whole new, like, that's his training program.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
If you watch the Man in the Arena thing.
Yeah, I watched that.
His trainer like lives with him or somewhere near him all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, Tom, you finished your workout. Here's your smoothie with this, and this in it because this reduces inflammation. And here's your avocado ice cream at night. Like, that's the stuff that dude's eating.
Yeah.
So people are like questioning how's this guy still doing this? Look at his nutrition.
Can't afford, that's why I'm frontline, hand the sword. I do this all for myself, not the cash or no damn award. I need intelligence to craft my bars. I need the medicine that grows effervescent from the hands of God. I need inheritance to slash the odds, create a pipeline to the well while you grasp for straws. 8 questions, 8 questions, 8 questions, 8 questions, 8 questions, 8 questions, 8 questions.
Welcome back to the 8-Question Show, where we inject knowledge into your brain by asking the right questions. We are still here with Coach JR, and today's question is, are there any myths surrounding diet and exercise? Coach, I'm sure you heard a lot of them. I'm sure you have a whole basket of myths that drive you crazy. What are some of the big ones?
I mean, from a nutrition standpoint, I think it's just like the whole carb idea. Like you said it before, don't be afraid of carbs. I think that they're very beneficial, super important for energy, and, definitely something that we all need. From a training standpoint, I mean, geez, there's so many wild ways to train now that it's almost like and I hate to say this because I'm in the profession, but it's almost like 90% of it is a myth because I'm old school. I like to just keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
There are moves that have withstood the test of time. There are people out there doing workouts now that are borderline like someone could die from that. I don't know if you've seen some of these videos on Instagram, but I just saw one the other day, and this kid's like squatting with a safety squat bar on his neck.
I've seen that. Yeah.
And he's about to go deadlift. So he has this thing on his neck. He goes down to get the deadlift bar, and
he just like knocks out. He like falls. Everything. It's crazy.
It's just amazing that people don't die from this, So, I mean, I do. I think a lot of the fitness game now has become like, what can I do to get noticed? And it's not as genuine and authentic as it used to be. Like, for instance, I had Arnold Schwarzenegger's encyclopedia.
So did I.
Oh,
that book is still, I mean, I have sticky notes in that. I have his workout split, I mean, and again, like it was catered toward what he was doing, but the moves are just the basics and they're just progressively, they get harder. You add a little bit more weight. Like a program that I think is one of the best to ever look into is Jim Wendler 531, which is just to get strong, so it's based off of your percentages of your reps, of your 1 rep max in 4 specific moves. And then the accessory moves are pull-ups, dips, core exercises, they've been around for a pretty long time.
Yeah.
There's just so many new things coming out where it's like, dude, what are we doing?
What the fuck is it?
And I see it with pro athletes and how they add things. I see it with trainers that are in the field that, again, it's like what looks cool for Instagram. So as far as like the myth thing goes, I mean, it's hard to really say, but I think a lot of things are myths out there with.
I'll name a few myths, and you tell me if it's true or false, or nuanced, more nuanced than just true or false. If you're young and you lift weights, it stunts your growth.
Yeah, myth.
It's a myth.
I get that all the time. My answer to that is, if you are working with someone that teaches you correct form, and proper movement patterns, no, we can definitely avoid all of this stuff.
The stunning.
I just had this question brought up to me the other day. It's a lot of, I think at a young age, it's kids going into a high school weight room, kids going to a local gym. You go to a local gym, what are you looking at? You're looking at the biggest dude in the gym.
Exactly.
You go to a high school weight room, add another 45-pound plate. No one looks at a 2.5-pound plate.
Exactly.
Right? You look like a bitch if you put a 2.5 on the bar.
Exactly.
That's the smart way to do this.
Exactly.
So yeah, that is a myth.
Okay. If you run too much, you will get skinny, and it depletes all of your muscle mass.
If you don't eat the right way, absolutely. So I don't know what my answer is to that.
Well, it's nuanced. It's
Right.
nuanced. More nuanced than just that.
Fact if do. Pretty much. Like you said, yes, if you don't do X, Y, and Z.
So if you look at the stereotypical runner body, they are definitely in a calorie deficit for a majority of their world because they're not muscular
at all.
There's no rippedness to that.
Right.
You look at a sprinter,
They're bigger.
they're shredded.
Yeah,
They're like running backs.
exactly.
So yes, the long distance runner, they're probably burning muscle mass because their calories need to be so high. And for the most part, they probably don't know how many calories they need to eat. Like I would say if you took a runner in their, I don't know, what's a good age range?
What do you figure? Late teens to mid 20s?
Okay,
16 is just
that's running how many miles a week?
Gosh, what? Figure they do a 5K 3 or 4 times a week. So that's what, 15 to 20 miles a week?
Yeah, so that athlete would need to be eating 600 to 700 grams of carbs a day. In my eyes. In my eyes, yeah. And I would have to sit with them and talk to them. But even more important would be, hey, you got to eat a gram of protein per pound of body weight. So we're not just burning away your muscle mass.
Exactly.
Maybe more. That's where, and it's not a myth, are all these new ways to track shit. Your heart rate monitors.
Yeah.
Because then you could see, hey, that workout, I just burned this many calories. 3,500 calories is 1 pound. So if a runner comes to me and says, hey, I lost 3 pounds this week. Well, do the math.
Yeah.
How many calories did you consume? And that's what we're fighting.
Right.
So that is, to answer your question, if I did answer your question, is true if you don't know what you're doing with your nutrition.
I see.
I got one.
Yep.
Salt is bad for you.
Ooh, great one. So I have salt in here.
Okay.
And there are some new supplements coming out that are salt, magnesium combinations, and potassium.
Okay.
And it's to ensure that you're getting in the right amount of these things. So salt is not a bad thing. I think it needs to definitely be measured out, and you have to be aware of it.
Of course.
But your body needs it.
Yeah. Because even like as athletes, like especially if it's a humid day, or you're gonna do something that's gonna be, or you're in a hot box, let's just say, and you're training for a fight or whatever. The first thing that they give you, at least that's my Coach C, Lord God bless him, because he would kill us in college. But he would give us salt tablets. Like he would give us a salt tablet, put it in water, and drink.
Really? Would it make it super salty, or was it just slightly salty?
No, it was salty, but he was like, if you're not trying to cramp up, this is what you want to drink. He said, I don't give a shit about anything else. Just drink this shit.
So that goes along the lines of dehydration.
Okay.
So if you ever taste water like that, you just want to keep drinking water, like that water. So it makes you drink water. So I guess like that's why these supplements are coming out, because a lot of people don't drink enough water. I see that a lot with athletes.
Yeah.
Especially like my clientele world and it affects your performance.
Okay.
Next myth, or is it a myth? If you lift too much weights, it'll reduce your flexibility.
So that's a tough one. Because I think of Kai Green. You ever seen bodybuilder Kai Green?
No.
Part of his stage, his performance on stage, he's doing splits and shit.
Really?
And he's a monster. If you've never seen him, watch him. So I think that's also a credit to his athletic ability, and God blessed him, to do that. But I think that if you're lifting heavy weights, if you're putting in mobility days and you're getting with a massage therapist that does like fascial release and things like that, and you're foam rolling and you're taking care of your body, I don't think it would totally hinder it, but I think at some points just naturally, like if my bicep was the size of a watermelon, I'm not getting over my head.
Yeah.
You know, like you see those bodybuilders that can't really stretch and move. So I think that world of I'm so big I can't scratch my back.
Yeah.
It's a rare.
So that idea
people.
of like, there is such a thing as too muscular doesn't sound like a myth, because I've heard people say that too.
I think it's tough. I mean, if we had Brian Shaw, you know, world strongman come in here.
Oh yeah.
He could probably do some, I bet you he could touch his toes. I bet you he can move fairly well. I think if you had, you know, other guys in that world, maybe they don't move so well, you know? So I think it's probably just person by person, you know, to really answer that question the right way, because like we talked about earlier, you take these offensive linemen, these big dudes where you wouldn't think they could do stuff, and then all of a sudden they're able to move a certain way where it's like, how the hell is he doing that?
And faster than you when he runs.
Sumo wrestlers too, super flexible,
100%.
huge at the same time.
So I think it's person by person.
Myth or fact? Avoid all red meat.
I think that's a myth, but I think that you need to find quality meats that aren't, you know, tampered with and this, that, and the other thing. I think that's where the grass-fed, the farm raised, that type of stuff is now becoming more prominent.
Yeah.
Myth or fact? You can have an all vegetarian diet and still get extraordinarily muscular.
Man.
It's one animal that they point out, but they what is it? Gorillas are like that all they eat is like plants and fruits, and they're like,
I want to say myth, but there are some dudes out there that claim to be, you know, vegan, vegetarian, whatever it might be, and they're pretty jacked up. So, I mean, I personally think that is BS, because you don't have a real animal protein source coming into that world. I don't think you really build muscle with plant-based proteins, in my opinion.
What plants have like protein? Are there any plants that have like real solid protein?
Spinach has a lot. Beans have a lot. I know I'm forgetting some.
Really?
There are some out there, but like
potatoes.
Let's say you're a 200-pound guy. You need 200. You want to ideally get 200 grams of protein in per day, right? So you take that 200-pound guy, you divide his day, let's say by 5 meals.
Okay.
Right. So what are we looking at? 200 divided by 5. Who's the math guy here? Because
we're both math guys. Kind of say.
Yeah. So go ahead and answer it.
What is it? 200 divided by 5.
It's 40 grams.
40 grams.
Okay. So you need 40 grams per meal, right? Spinach has protein in it. Yeah, that was good. Spinach has protein in it, right? But how much spinach do you really need to eat to get 40 grams of protein?
Like a whole bucket.
Yeah.
Or like you got to.
Can't be like Popeye.
No one's really doing that.
Nobody's gonna do it.
No one's really doing that. So that's where I again, like a palm-sized piece of steak is like 40 grams of protein.
Exactly.
Nailed it. You know?
Right.
So yeah, I don't think that the plant-based vegan thing is for those dudes that are getting like jacked up. I think they might be adding stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Ooh, I got one.
What you got?
Marijuana is bad for like being physically fit, healthy, muscle mass.
I mean, I don't know enough about that world, but I mean, at this point in life, it's prescription based. You can buy it, it's getting legalized. So I don't think that has anything to do with negatively impacting the musculature of your body. Because that's not technically like a nutrition, it's not, I'm not relying on that to say, hey, yeah, I'm going to start smoking more and I'll become a bodybuilder.
Right.
Like, bodybuilders can smoke, but I'm sure they're eating all this food that they need to eat. I'm sure they're doing things that, to help them reach that goal. So yeah, no, I don't think that's a myth
totally
in that
separate
world.
thing altogether.
Exactly. I don't have any more myth.
What about crack though? Is that
I would lay off of that. Yeah. That might be that'll probably lead to some issues.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we're good.
Yeah, man.
So a lot of them are myths. Some of them have a certain degree of truth to them, but even with the ones that have truth, it's more nuanced than that. So next episode is
we're going to ask Coach JR. Now this could be controversial, so people who are going to, are sensitive, I'm sorry. Why is America so obese? We'll see you next time.
On the next episode of the 8 Question Show.
To go back to what you said earlier, though, with like eating healthy is more expensive, that's a myth. Because
there we go.
It's not more expensive if you actually understand portion sizes. If you sit down, I mean, we're going to go out to eat after this, right?
Yeah.
And if we go out to eat, how big's that plate? How big's that portion of, America and the U.S. is like it's like a buffet with unlimited plates.